We're here with Greenville College football's head coach, Ordell Walker. Coach Walker, what did you talk about in this week's team leadership meeting?
Well, we had a lot of just team business to deal with. First, having a big recruiting weekend coming up, Sunday and Monday. So with President's Day, a lot of students are off campus, or they don't have school, so we have about 25 guys coming on campus. Talk about new uniforms just with our Nike partnership. We're going to fundraise for new uniforms and show the guys the new design. So I was really excited about that and just some different fundraising things that we're going to do to try to make that happen. And then, obviously just having the main focus of the meeting is the leadership focus, which we talked about Pyrrhic victories.
Coach, what is a Pyrrhic victory?
Well, TJ, I think first you got to know where that term comes from. King Pyrrhic, back in 279 BC, was leading a battle of Greeks versus the Romans. It was in the Battle of Asculum. And he won the battle. It was a hard-fought battle, but he won. But after kind of surveying his ranks, and he lost so many of his leaders and things like that, even though people were congratulating him, he kind of had this famous line that one more such victory as this, then all will be lost. And so basically the point was it cost him too much. Even though he won that battle, he eventually lost the war because his forces was decimated.
So how does this connect to football players and to the team?
I think the big thing, and we want to get our team to think about is if we want to have leaders that have influence in the community, then it's definitely all about relationships, which we talked about last week. And so we don't want guys who have Pyrrhic victory. So meaning, there might be a tough conversation you might have to have, a debate, or argument, or even a controversial decision you have to make. And we have to think about things in a big picture point of view, because we don't want to win an argument but lose our influence because the relationship was destroyed. So the biggest thing is sometimes we can win, but in hindsight we realize that we lost a lot more than we won, and that happens a lot in relationships and things like that. And so as leaders, sometimes we have to take some short-term losses so that we can have future influence on people.
Any final thoughts?
Well, I think we always try to tie things to the spiritual foundation. I think Jesus Christ was the best example of a leader who understood this principle of not having Pyrrhic victories. And so when I think about his life, his leadership, his death, he he was abused at the end and people didn't like him. But he understood the bigger picture. So yes, he could have came down and not died for us and not did the cross, that whole deal. But he understood the big picture, and if he would have stepped down, that would have been a Pyrrhic victory. So he went through it, and at that moment it seemed like he lost. But now the whole world has changed because he saw the big picture, and that's what we want our guys to do.
All right, thanks, Coach Walker.